I become aghast at the thought.
Right. I want to get on to the comparison between humans and animals. Before I do, did you watch Love Island at all, Sir David?
No.
Right. Let us talk about animals and humans. People are talking about gender at the moment and occasionally reach out to see the way animals behave, not necessarily to justify behaviour, but to kind of understand it. Do you think there's something we can learn about everything from the Me Too movement to the interaction between men and women, patriarchal society? Do we gain anything by looking at the animals?
Well, the animal imperatives come from straightforward physiology. And there are characteristics that men have and that women have which have evolved for the various roles that they played in prehistory. Unfortunately, but we're not living in prehistory, we're living today. Nonetheless, those physiological characteristics impose behaviour on ourselves, and you ignore them at your peril.
Right. So they help understand, but not justify.
And that's right.
Yeah.
That's so.
Yeah.
That's so.
Harrison, the editor of BBC 4, said the BBC no longer wants TV shows in which white middle-aged men stand up and explain things. There's a mode of programming involving a presenter, usually white middle-aged male, standing on a hill and telling you like it is. Now, I'm sure he didn't have you in mind.
Well, he might well have done, because that's what I do.
No, sure. Those days have passed. Do you think they've passed? Should they pass?
No, I don't. I don't think they've passed. I personally think there is a place for that sort of thing. I equally don't think there are other things I could describe about the present day output of which there's far too much. So. Yeah, but I don't think they're past. Blue Planet, I don't know, that got the biggest audiences of documentaries for a long time. On the other hand, I suppose he might say, well, there wasn't a lot seen of you, which is which is absolutely true and a very good thing.
Getting you under there.
Yeah, but there are some things that you can't. You do require somebody who knows about something to tell you in terms which don't have bogus illustrations, that don't try and pretend to explain something with a diagram which can't be explained.
Another area where individuals can make a difference, both in terms of environment and in terms of animal welfare, is not eating animals. I know you've said you're not altogether much of a meat eater. You're not sort of ideologically vegetarian, but you're not much of a meat eater. How do you approach that? How do you think we should approach that?
Well, as a biologist, you can recognise what animal has evolved what diet has it evolved to take, to consume. And there's no doubt about it that we are omnivores. I mean, if you look at the structure of our teeth, they're not the teeth of a cow with cud. No, you don't have incisors either, like a rabbit or a rat, to be more accurate. We are omnivores, so biologically there is, if they could have a biological morality, you can say, yes, we evolved to eat pretty well everything. But at the moment, but now we've got to a stage in our own social evolution in which that is no longer practical, because we simply can't destroy the natural forests and plains of the world in order to feed ourselves and destroy the rest of the natural world. We can't afford to do that. So therefore we have to modify our